Thanks for watching on this Thursday morning. We are live on the KGNS Digital News Desk. We are live to the website at kgns.tv. We're also live to the YouTube channel. That's the KGNS YouTube channel. It is the 22nd day of February. One more Thursday left in the month, and then we start a brand new month, which would be March, and you can expect daylight saving time to begin. You can expect winter to come to an end. But still a whole lot happening for the rest of this month, at least locally, event-wise, including this weekend. Joining me now, as she always does, Yolanda Villarreal on this Thursday. Yolanda, how are you this morning?
What would be considered Friday Junior today, or no?
Viernes Chiquito. Yeah,
Viernes
it's Thursday.
Chiquito.
Yeah,
Okay,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Friday Junior.
Friday
Doesn't sound
Junior.
as good in English.
I know.
Viernes Chiquito is
Viernes
good.
Chiquito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to that weather, what could we expect for today? As Ruben mentioned, there's going to be lots of events going on this week. One would be the LC Family Fun Fest, and the other one would be on Sunday, the air show that I know many of you like to watch the air show. So for today, how is it looking for us? Throughout the morning hours, those cloudy skies, but we're starting to see a bit of that sun, so it's becoming partly sunny, but then later on in the afternoon, it will be mostly sunny. So also, that will be helping our temperatures increase into the low to upper 80s in mostly all of South Texas. Right now, our current temperatures, and it's only 10:04 a.m., and we are already in the 70s. It's kind of like that summer feeling already, getting us ready for what's to come for summer. So we do see our current temperature is 70, 67 for Zapata, 70 for Carrizo Springs, 72 for Cutula. The only one that is in the upper 60s would be Freer. Moving on to those winds, we do see some coming from the south, some already coming from the north, from Carrizo Spring all the way down into Laredo. We do see about 5 to 7 mile per hour winds. Zapata and Falcon Lake, they could barely feel those winds. It is expected to be breezy for us. Keep in mind, as we have a weak front approaching, we're going to notice that those winds will be picking up with gusts per hour. What could you expect for today? Look, around 1 p.m., we're going to be in the upper 80s. It's going to be feeling slightly humid, but our dew points will be dropping because keep in mind that weak front is approaching. That's going to be helping our dew points drop once again into the 40s and 30s. Around 10 p.m., we do see that we're still going to be in the 70s. But for tonight, this is where that cold front is located right now. So the people that are feeling that cold front mainly is in the Texas Panhandle, Amarillo. We do see an area out from Laredo that is shaded in pink. That's a red flag warning. Very dry conditions and those strong winds. That's why they're under a red flag warning. And just look at our drought monitor. What do you think, guys? We are not expected to get any rain chances soon. So this is how our drought monitor is right now. We are abnormally dry and also moderate dry, and then this extends all the way into San Antonio, Austin, Del Rio, all the way into the west and into the Texas Panhandle. Just keep that in mind. And also areas that are expected to continue to get heavy rainfall for February the 27th to March 2nd, once again in northern parts of California, Pacific Northwest, and for us here in Texas, below normal precipitation, meaning that we're not expected to get any rain. So then moving to our 7-day forecast, for tomorrow, it's when we're going to get those cooler temperatures. We have that front passing by tonight, Friday and Saturday in the low 80s. Our lows drop into the 50s. Then once again on Sunday, the return of those southeasterly winds will be increasing our highs. Look, for next week, the 90s return for Monday and Tuesday, breezy conditions. And then once again by the middle of the week of next week, we're going to have another front, and that's going to be bringing seasonal temperatures. What do you think about that, Ruben?
Hey, seasonal temperatures, as in, are we going to see cooler weather, Yolanda?
Probably like our highs in the 70s or low 80s.
I want to take a look at that 7-day forecast again. That's unbelievable that we are in
Yeah.
February and that's what it looks like.
I know. People in Spanish is febrero loco y marzo otro poco.
So what can we hope for in March?
In March,
if it's otro poco loco, what kind of loco are we going to see?
Maybe in March we could get some showers, some thunderstorms. We need that. We're in a drought. You did see the drought monitor, so we need that water here.
Well, the good thing is the weather will be perfect for
the air show,
the Fun Fest. But there's also the Red, White, and Barbecue. That's part of the WBCA celebration as well. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a guest for that on KGNS News today, tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So, yeah, lots of stuff happening. I don't necessarily like the warm weather, but it's good for all these
those events. Not for the parade we had passed.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, why did it
couldn't
have to rain on our parade?
All right, Yolanda, thank you much. I'll
Thank
see
you.
you on KGNS News at noon, and folks can still catch you before that on Telemundo en tu casa.
Okay,
All right,
I'll see
thanks,
you.
Yolanda. Okay, I'm going to take a break. We're going to talk about the outage that everybody's been talking about this morning when we come back here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Thursday morning, 22nd day of the month. Thanks so much for watching on the website. Also, we are live to our KGNS YouTube channel. Make sure you spread the word about the Digital News Desk. We are live every day around 10 o'clock in the morning, sometimes a little late, but that's the good part about digital. If I need to get some stuff taken care of before we come on air, we can do that. I was looking for a map of an incident that I'm going to report to you here in just a little bit. But before I get to that, thousands of AT&T customers have reported cell service outages. Whoops, that's not right. Let's see. There you go. Thousands of AT&T customers have reported cell service outages. More than 64,000 customers reported issues with placing calls, texting, or accessing the internet, according to the tracking site Down Detector. Some Verizon and T-Mobile customers have also reported disruption. We got word from T-Mobile they are not having issues on their end. Both companies say their networks are not experiencing outages as far as T-Mobile and Verizon. It's likely that their customers have had issues trying to connect to those that are on the AT&T network. So AT&T says it's working to restore service. I haven't seen anything that says that service has been restored. An industry source says there's no indication that the outage was caused by a cyber attack or other malicious activity. They say it appears to be related to how cellular services hand off calls from one network to the next. This is a story that we just got into the newsroom, and I don't have any video on this yet, but Laredo police tell us that they responded just past midnight today to the 100 block of Calma Drive for an assault call. I'll show you a map of what this area is. This would be in North Laredo. So that's by United High School. Police say they responded to the 100 block of Calma Drive for an assault call. When they arrived, a female victim stated that she had been assaulted multiple times and strangled by her husband, who was identified as Blake Barraza, age 33. After a verbal dispute, Barraza was no longer at the residence when officers arrived at the scene. Officers noticed injuries on the female victim. Barraza was located and arrested by the 100 block of Lake Watson Drive and charged with assault, impeding breath and circulation, family violence. It's a felony 3. Barraza was transported to the Webb County Jail pending magistration. So we'll have more on that as we get to the later newscast. But that incident occurred in North Laredo. An alleged road rage incident lands one man in the hospital and another behind bars. 19-year-old Hector Garcia, according to reports, was arrested. The incident happened on Tuesday of last week when two cars crashed into each other while trying to exit Loop 20 near the City Hall Annex building. Both cars pulled over to the side, but Garcia is said to have drove up in a third vehicle. Police say that's when the situation escalated.
It was a gentleman in his late 40s, and he was in the company of his father, who was in his late 70s. And so the boyfriend, a 19-year-old who was identified as Hector Garcia, began to assault the 49-year-old driver. His dad came over and tried to stop the fight, break up the fight, and so also the dad had also become involved as a victim of the assault. Pretty serious, began to apparently, according to the notes of the report, had received a few kicks while he was on the ground.
On top of the assault and injury to the elderly charge, Garcia was also charged with criminal mischief for a cell phone that got destroyed. Well, after months of back and forth and several investigations, UISD Board of Trustees vote to finalize the termination of its superintendent. Wednesday night's meeting touched on the ongoing controversy surrounding David Gonzalez and the serious allegations made against him. After being in executive session for almost an hour, the board decided to move forward with finalizing the termination of his employment contract. It passed unanimously. Gonzalez's future is in limbo, has been in limbo since the start of the school year. He was placed on leave with pay in August of last year after allegations of ongoing and reoccurring sexual harassment and retaliation in the past against a district employee. In October of 2023, the board proposed to terminate Gonzalez's employment after they received the final investigative report related to the harassment allegations against Gonzalez from a third-party law firm, and since then, an independent examiner with the Texas Education Department also investigated the allegations and recommended terminating his contract. Since placing Gonzalez on leave, UISD named Laida Benavides, Rebecca Morales, and Mike Garza as administrators in charge. After the decision was made last night, David Perez, president of United Teachers Association, says even though the administrators are doing a good job, he is ready to see a new superintendent.
I think Mr. Montemayor said it, good academic background, stability for the district, and, listen to opposing views and, have to deal with all those gray areas and such.
Now, it's not clear how soon the termination process could take and if Gonzalez plans to take legal action. The TEA's investigation named several UISD staff members who the investigation claimed might have not stopped Gonzalez's alleged behavior or even benefited from it. During the meeting, parents spoke during the public comment portion and demanded there be consequences and accountability for those who allegedly were able to get away with certain actions under Gonzalez.
Why did the board not question that only one person applied? There's thousands of people who live in Laredo, TAMIU students who have graduated. And why did the board not question that only one person applied? According to Mike Garza, this was not normal practice. So I asked the board, are you going to give consequences to Mr. Garza for not making you aware of that? Because he is admitting that that was not normal practice. So I ask you, are you going to put him also on leave? Because that is wrong, and that is nepotism.
Here with our concern, which, by the way, he hit a big pen.
Many parents voicing the same concern with different people who currently sit on the board. I'm going to take a break here on the Digital News Desk. I'll be right back. Stay with me. All right, thanks for staying with me. Well, day 2 of early voting wrapped up here in Webb County yesterday, and people are turning out in droves to cast their ballots. According to the Webb County Elections Office, between the first 2 days of early voting, close to 4,000 people have voted. Officials are providing several options for people who choose to vote in person, even though they may have mobility issues. One woman who voted on Wednesday tells KGNS she is glad there are options for voters.
Those services that they have is really good for them because you have them in a car where they can get accessible to, make sure that they vote, and they want to vote. But unfortunately from home, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do a mail-in ballot. They want to come in person. They want to make sure that they're doing it right. But now with the new technology, it's kind of harder for them because everything's done by computers. But I think little by little they're learning, and it's the future. We can't stop them.
Well, early voting runs through next Friday, March the 1st. Primary election day is March 5th. For more information on the elections, including races, sample ballots, and polling sites, you can visit our website at kgns.tv. Well, the city of Laredo is looking into addressing the medical needs of our community, specifically when it comes to children. During Monday night city council meeting, members discussed the possibility of offering some incentives to medical professionals or hospitals who would commit to build or offer services in Laredo, such as pediatric intensive care services. Councilmember Alberto Torres says that in order to have a pediatric hospital, the city would need a population of about 1 million people before stakeholders move forward with a multi-million-dollar investment. While according to the census, our city does not have the population, Torres believes that it's important to invest in a project that can help tend to the medical needs of our youth.
The reporting percentage is very, very low. The response is very low. And if we use that as a tool to determine that we need a hospital based on population, then it's going to take decades before we ever reach that. And I think that the need is now. We feel as the community and city leaders that we need to act effectively, efficiently, and rapidly to this need. And we're exploring what else we could do to ensure that the investment happens.
Some of the possible incentives Torres mentioned was giving tax abatements, donating city land, or tax increment reinvestment zone incentives, also known as TERS. Torres adds that the Economic Development Department is reaching out to different health systems across the nation to see if they are interested in coming to Laredo. And the Laredo Webb County Drug and Alcohol Commission sat down with the Roots Recovery Center for an update on its progress. Since opening its doors, staff at the Detox Center have been calling people who were on their waiting list, letting them know that they're open for business and ready to set them up on their journey to recovery. One person has already completed the detoxification process for alcohol and crack cocaine. 2 more have been admitted for treatment. The center says one of their requirements is a clear TB test to make sure the disease is not spread to other patients and staff.
So our process is calling them up, letting them know that they will need to go get a TB test. The center will cover the cost of the TB test. Once that TB test comes back clear, then we do their admission and then we enroll them into the center.
On average, the length of stay for patients is about 2 weeks, but the center says it's flexible if it takes a bit more time to get the patient back on track. So for more information on the Roots Recovery Center, you can go to our website at kgns.tv. Well, several families living off Highway 359, received free food and informational services thanks to a local group. On Wednesday morning, the Creciendo Juntos Coalition held a health service and food distribution fair at the Border Flea Market. The Area Health Education Center says that these events aim to provide essential services and necessities to residents who might need some guidance.
Applications for food stamps or Medicaid, we have different entities. We have Gateway, we have Mercy Ministries as well. So we're hoping that people can come in, find the resource that they need. If they don't, we will take that information with us, and hopefully we can bring back those agencies that can assist them.
For those who were not able to make it to the event yesterday, the coalition will be hosting it every month. They'll be posting their information on social media. It's time once again to showcase the talents of women in the area of construction. As Habitat for Humanity likes to say, girls play house, women build them. This year's Women Build Day is set for Saturday, March 2nd from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Habit organizers say they're looking for 100 women from across Webb County to help build a home for a deserving family. It's an experience that goes beyond the walls of the new home.
So when you come out that day, you're going to learn new skills. You're going to get the experience of actually building a home, of building part of a home. And so there has been women builds before where we arrive at the site and it's just the foundation, and when you leave, the whole frame is up. And so we're not exactly sure what what phase we're going to be on March 2nd, but we know whatever it is, it's going to be a great experience.
The cost to participate, $25. That's going to cover a pink hard hat, t-shirt, meals, and snacks on Build Day. A reception will be held prior to Build Day, Wednesday, February 28th. That's next Wednesday from 6 to 9 in the evening at the Casa Blanca Golf Course. If you want to register, you can go to our website. The Washington's birthday celebration has another fun-filled weekend planned. It begins Saturday over at Laredo College's Fort McIntosh campus. That's where you'll find the Family Fun Fest, sponsored by AEP. From noon to 5, families can enjoy music, food, and performances. And the best part, admission is free. Then on Sunday, look to the skies for the Stars and Stripes Air Show Spectacular, sponsored by Miller Lite. Doors open at 9 for that. At the Laredo International Airport entrance on Maher Street. The air show has been a favorite with lots of professional stunt pilots performing edge-of-your-seat demonstrations and aerobatics. Tickets for that event are $15 online or $20 at the door, with kids 12 and under getting in free. And just a reminder, the carnival continues this weekend. Doors open at noon. The last day for the carnival is Monday, February 26th. And there's also a red, white, and barbecue event that's happening on Saturday. We're going to have a guest for that on KGNS News Today tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. David Owaya from Livy's Mexico will be in studio, and we'll talk about the red, white, and barbecue event that's happening. Before I let you go this morning, I didn't take a look at traffic today, so we'll do that now. This is I-35 at Del Mar. Traffic moving smoothly on this Thursday mid-morning. There was a motorcycle accident that I didn't include in the newscast here that we reported on yesterday. That was an incident that happened on Loop 20. And this was by the KGNS studios, the new KGNS studios. Doesn't look like there was any major injuries, but it did cause quite a bit of traffic backup. Something to keep on mind whenever on Loop 20, anything can really back up traffic. It could be a stalled vehicle. It could be literally anything that blocks traffic, and then it just starts to back up for miles and miles and miles. Maybe not miles and miles and miles, but traffic definitely does start setting up. Okay, if you need to contact me, feel free to holler at me. Let me show you my email address. If you're watching this morning, appreciate it. I haven't really spread the word about us being back on the air here, but obviously you're watching, so you know about it. And so if you're watching on the web and on the website at KGNS.tv, then there's my email address, anything you want to get to me about. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and follow our KGNS YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, I'll see you on the noon show, and before that, Telemundo en tu Casa is on the air at 11 o'clock with Telemundo en tu Casa. Did I say that? Telemundo en tu Casa is on the air at 11 o'clock on Telemundo Laredo. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you at noon. Have a blessed rest of your day.